have the Moon and the Ten of Wands. I feel like there's something that is being hidden that is extremely burdensome and weightful. And typically I would think this is some kind of secret, and it could be a secret, but it could be in regards to somebody's emotions, and the fact that they're holding it back is this heavy burden, this weight. But let's see. It feels like somebody, honestly, it feels like someone is carrying a torch for somebody. Like they have a lot of passion for somebody, but I feel like they hold it inside, they keep it inside, about someone they consider to be an either angelic or otherworldly being. There's something a little wee bit supernatural about this person that the other one is carrying this secret torch for. And I don't know if the burden is because there's some kind of expectation of them that for some reason they not pursue this, or if this is just someone who has such a high wall built up that to let any emotions go or any emotion show, it would be like devastating to their lifestyle. We have the Five of Swords in the reverse. One of two things. This person that is carrying this secret flame, this secret torch for somebody, could have been in some kind of conflict or argument, bickering with the person that they're carrying this flame for. And the other thing with the Five of Swords in the reverse is this person who's carrying this torch, the secret, could be aware that there is some kind of competition, or they suspect that there is, in regards to those feelings that they have. They may also be aware of some kind of adversary that this person has. And when I said expectation, they may have connections with this adversary or adversaries that this person has. They may have a connection with the adversaries themselves, so therefore they're not supposed to have feelings for this person. But it also makes me feel like even though that they have prior commitments or connections with the adversaries, that somehow, some way, they want to come in between this person and whatever burdens that these adversaries are trying to lay on them. You have the King of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this is someone who is separated from their emotions, or they just, like I'm seeing a pilot light, like on a stove, and how whenever you, on a gas stove, like whenever you first click it on and it's a little low flame, and you can turn it up if you want to, but you can keep it at the low flame, the lowest flame, just to have it on. And that's what it feels like. It's like they try to keep their feelings at a minimum. And what feelings they have, they choose not to express, I feel like, because they have some kind of image to uphold. Six of Wands in the reverse. Two things. They feel like because they have these feelings and because they're unable or unwilling to express them that they're losing out in the situation, that somebody is not seeing them for who they truly are, which I feel like would be facts, only because who they truly and authentically are is somebody that carries these feelings and they're not expressing them or showing them. Also, they're not seeing who they are because they are unwilling to admit that they have a connection or an alliance with these adversaries. Six of Wands in the reverse. I said two things. I guess the other thing is this person, well, three things. I guess one other thing is that this person, this King of Cups in reverse, could be somebody who is stuck in their ego because they are concerned with the way that people see them. I kept getting all week, like, if you were in a fight with your ego, who would win? You or your ego? Now, if they say them, is that not egotistical? But if they say ego, like, it's basically, this is somebody who is all trapped inside of their ego, who either may be going through or may need to suffer some kind of ego death. And when I say suffer, it may be uncomfortable, but I don't think that it means that it would be bad for them for this process to play out. The other Six of Wands in the reverse is that because of these secrets, this lack of knowledge, these things that are kept, not knowing this person's authentic self is lending to a failure or a loss whenever it comes to this connection. Like, this connection is supposed to be something where I feel like they're supposed to work in accordance with each other in some kind of way and get recognition for it. And they're delaying that themselves because they're putting whatever other people's expectations, agendas, or their image ahead of what authentically feels like it's the right thing to do for them. We have the Five of Wands in the reverse. Somebody's wanting to diffuse a situation. And I feel like not only diffuse the situation with you, but also wanting to diffuse this situation with these adversaries that they're connected to. Not their own situation, possibly their own situation, but definitely in regards to you. They may also, in their personal life, have some kind of drama that needs to be put to rest or put down. And it's almost a feeling like it would be too risky right now. It would be too risky right now. Page of Cups. If they could offer anything right now, it would be just the bare minimum. This is not going to be somebody who comes in and tells you their deepest feelings for you. This is going to be somebody who comes in seeming like they're wishy-washy or like a fuck boy, fuck girl. Right? They can only offer the bare minimum. They can only get in your inbox and flirt with you a little bit, or, just touch base. But it never really goes very deep. It seems like somebody who has a crush. That's what they play it off as. Just, like, I have this attraction for you, and that's just all it is. When deep inside, they actually have this well of emotion and they're avoiding it. They're acting like it's not there. It's right there. It's right there. And I feel like this is somebody who entertained or entertains other options as distractions to keep them from something that they're not willing to admit that exists. But it feels like even though they're not admitting it, it almost feels like they're already claiming it as theirs, because it looks like her hand is on it. You can't really see it, but I'm just going to say for the sake of this reading, it looks like her hand is on this cup, and these other cups are kind of at a distance. They're not as close. They're not as close to this person. They're not as close to this person's heart. And this really looks like somebody who's like, like, I'm just avoiding this. Like, they feel it. They feel it too. We got the Two of Swords. Came out crossed. And it makes me feel like this person is kind of feeling stuck. Like they're feeling stuck, like they have to make a choice. Like they are somebody who's used to having their cake and eating it too. They're somebody who's used to having their cake and eating it too, but now they're in a position where they feel like they have to let go of something. Like they're either going to have to let go of these other options, or they're going to have to let go of this big cup. And this big cup just seems far too valuable to exchange it for those little ones. I'm just saying, even though it's quality over quantity. But regardless, this is still somebody who feels like they're facing some huge choice or some huge decision in order to do that. And to them, they are, because like I said, it's a lifestyle. It's larger commitments. There's expectancy for them to be portrayed or to come through in a certain role, a certain manner, a certain way. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. And the Three of Wands in the reverse. This is somebody who feels like their aspirations are perpetually out of reach. And I feel like this is somebody whose aspirations they find are changing. Like they had a certain aspiration or goal, personal agenda themselves, and I feel like in the past, sometime that like evolved or changed in some way. And then so they were settled with a new aspiration, a new goal, a new agenda. And it kind of feels to me like even that went by the wayside, because like I said, it feels like something is perpetually out of reach. And every time, like say the first point in their life, their agenda was making money, right? And maybe they would reach their goal and then they lost it. Or they would almost reach their goal and then there would be a setback. They were making a name for themselves and then they were demoted. You know, something like that. And in some instances, it was just like a bad turn of luck. Like they could have been they felt like they were on their path to success as far as what their definition of success was. And the next thing you know, wrong place, wrong time, they get completely pulled off course. Maybe for such an extended period of time that whenever they were able to get back out and on their feet, that they weren't able to start in the same position that they were. So they restarted. Okay, so they're working on money again, working on money again. Now, somebody gets pregnant. or a family member gets sick and they have to take care of them, or somebody passes away and now they're reeling with priorities and probate and, you know, just expectations and obligations. And so now their agenda is no longer money. Now their agenda is, well, let me be there for this family. Now I have to readjust my position and make a new goal. Okay, well, I've done that. Now maybe the sick person that I was caring for, like I said, has passed away. So I need to make another readjustment. Or maybe, that family that I tried to build with somebody, as much as I gave it my all, and I genuinely, I won't even say all, because I feel like change, big change like that, especially when it comes to lifestyle, is a big, big adjustment, and that does not happen overnight. So I'm not going to say they gave it their all, but I'm going to say that they gave it a shot, which is more than they would have done in the past. Like, they're slowly evolving over bits of time, and I don't know if they even realize that they are evolving, or if they just feel like they keep failing, or if they just feel like things are continuously out of reach, like they're just quite not cutting the mustard all of the time. And so it's like something didn't work out for a third time, maybe more than that. And now they're finding themselves in a position where they have to make another huge adjustment, make another choice. And right now it's seeming like it would be easier to backtrack and just go back to what I know. Let's just go back to what's familiar. Let me just do what I was doing before I was making all of these changes, because I tried to make some changes and then that didn't work out. So it feels like a waste of time, a waste of effort. Not only that, but I'm somebody who tries to protect my emotions, and maybe my emotions, something happened to them. Maybe I allowed myself to get soft, and now I don't want to be soft anymore because I'm jaded, because the shit that I tried to get worked out didn't work out. And so now when they're faced with making this new adjustment, this new shift, they're just thinking it'll be easier to, like, not make a shift, because when they did in the past, they feel like they were not successful. But like I said, I don't think they realize that each time they are evolving. They just feel like they're getting pushed back on their ass. You have the King of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. This is somebody who feels like they're constantly either losing money, losing their stability, whether or not they have a hard time placing roots, or they have a hard time getting their money right to where it's consistent. And it's like, even if they were bringing in money, they were putting out money, and they just were not able to find balance within themselves. But with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, they feel like whatever it is that they're doing, or whatever things that they have tried, even if it was different scenarios, for some people it could have been one thing that they were trying over and over again. For other people, they could have tried multiple things or avenues, but either way, it ended up in the same results, and they felt like it's a hard knock life, man. Like, I just learned some lessons the hard way, and I ended up with nothing. I ended up with nada. I'm still in the same boat that I was in whenever I started all of this. And it's not a very nice boat. But it gets me by. With the Strength card in the reverse, this is somebody that, despite their losses, despite what they don't have, they just keep pursuing. Like, this could be somebody who at times felt like they wanted to give up, but they didn't. They just keep pursuing. But with the Strength card being in the reverse, it feels to me like their endurance is wearing down. They're getting tired. I'm tired of doing the right thing. I'm tired of not having nothing. I'm tired of doing things the way that I keep doing them. I don't know how much longer I can make it without some kind of Ace of Coins, some kind of verification or validation that what I'm doing is going to pay off. Death in the reverse. This feels to me like this rut that this person feels like they're in, this cycle that they can't get unstuck out of, that there is a great potential for transformation there. I feel like they're not seeing it, or they're not seeing it as an option, or they just want to give up on it if they ever did have it. But I feel like even if this is somebody who lives their life a certain way, and they let on to everybody around them that this is what I want to be doing. Yeah, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to live my life. This is who I am. This is how I roll. But it really feels like, to me, like another thing that is hidden as far as feelings is that they do want something else for their life. I just feel like they lack the confidence to feel like they can make it possible. And so therefore to them it's just easier to not try. And the only reason that they're not having some kind of transformation is because of something that they are continuing to do that they don't need to be doing, or because of something that they refuse to do. There's some kind of doorway that they need to walk through that they don't want to leave the party in this room to go check out what that bright shining light is in the other room, even though it's piqued their curiosity. Because this party bumping. And even whenever the party's bumping, it gets to the point where you're in the party is bumping, but you've been there too long, and now there's too much noise, and everything's annoying, and it's just not fun anymore. It's just not fun anymore. But I don't want to leave this room because it's the only room. I mean, I know this room. I don't know what's in that room over there. I'm interested, but I don't know what's in that room over there. So I guess I'll just stay here. But it seems like staying in one spot is driving them nuts too. We're going to have to cut this short because my battery's getting low. 8 of Cups in the reverse. Somebody has in the past, or currently is, thinking about returning to a situation that they left. This could have been somebody who walked away from you and is thinking about coming back, or they did walk away from you in the past and they did come back. But it was that Page of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse energy where nothing ever would come from it. It would always be the same old shit because they were up to the same old shit. And, you know, in the ways that we mirror each other and stuff and such and whatnot, maybe in certain aspects that are different than this person's, you were up to the same old shit. You had to quit doing something the same. And they do too. We have Page of Swords. It's like somebody is beginning to have some kind of awareness, or they're willing to, like, I feel like they've been studying you in a way that They may not understand the things that you do because the things that you do are so different than what they do. But in their observations of you, they are learning some things. And that makes me feel like or wonder if the things, like I was saying, they needed to stop doing the same old shit and you needed to stop doing the same old shit. It makes me feel like that maybe you were the one who stopped doing the same old shit first. Maybe they were a part of the same old shit that you were doing and you stopped doing them. But anyhow, it's kind of like they were learning based off of their observations and dealing with you, and in a way you were an example without even realizing it, without them even realizing it, that no matter what other people's expectations are of you, no matter how bad you want something or how uncomfortable a position is in, that with the right mindset you can place boundaries where you need to place them. And it doesn't matter if you don't have anything. It doesn't matter if you seemingly don't have anything when what you have is quality. Maybe you taught them a little bit about quality over quantity. Like, I'm really hearing the words, I don't give a fuck. So I feel like these are the kind of feelings or the kind of emotions or the kind of way, the kind of like pathway that you utilized in order to break free from the same cycles that you were in. Just, I don't give a fuck. I can give a fuck less, sucker. Like, I feel like at some point you got fed up with this person's shit. I feel like you got fed up with your own shit. But I feel like the I don't give a fuck is that attitude that this person projects that they have, but they don't really have, because they do be giving a fuck about what people think and about their expectations and about, like, I don't have any feelings. That's why I have to hide them, because I don't have them. So they act like they don't, but really they did not know the true meaning of not give a fuck until they came across and dealt with you. And they're learning that there are more things, like, I don't give a fuck. If that's going to be your mantra, there are levels to this shit. When you learn a spiritual lesson, you don't learn it just once or twice. It's probably going to be like 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And each time there's going to be a new level to it, right? So when they don't give a fuck, they need to learn new levels of not, right? It's not going to be just a superficial, I'm going to act like I don't. No, they really just need to stop caring about what other people think. They need to stop caring about, well, what if somebody sees me as weak? Or what if somebody takes advantage of me? Or what if I try this thing and I fail? What if I'm not good enough and that's why I don't try? Like, what if I already know that I'm going to be sucky at it, or I feel like I'm going to be shitty at it, so I'm just not going to try? That way I look like a winner. But you don't feel like a winner on the inside. My man, you be giving a fuck too much. Or my woman. We have the 3 of Cups in the reverse. This is somebody I feel like who you had a genuine friendship with, and I feel like that friendship is faltering or falling by the wayside. Somebody may have come to the conclusion that somebody was never really a friend. You don't treat me like one. You don't treat me like one, boss hog. Because you got an image to project and maintain. This is somebody who could be involved in third-party situations, and it could be a bad habit that they need to release. Like, if they love themselves better, then they wouldn't be searching for some kind of fulfillment and a bunch of things or people that do not fulfill them. They can say that they're fulfilled all fucking day long, but this is not a happy person. They're not happy. They do want something different. They just don't know how to do anything different than anything that they've always known. And whenever they have tried to do something different than what they have always known, they felt like it bit them in the ass, so I might as well do what I've always known. Three of Cups in the reverse. This is somebody who could also have acquaintances, friendships, people that they network with who are fake, who will backstab them because the loyalty is not genuine or actually there. The Chariot in the reverse. That gives me a bad feeling. Like when I'm talking about these acquaintances, these connections, these networking people, whoever they're involved with, maybe some of the people that they're in third party situations with, some of the people that they're dealing with. Those kinds of people. Somebody or some people in those types of groups, because they fake, they're arranging a setup. Like and I feel more like they need a patsy. Like they're doing something or participating in something, and it's like kind of like they have got together and they're like, well, let's just say it was all this dude or dudette. But it feels like a setup to see somebody fail miserably. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. They want to take absolutely everything that this person has been building for, and I feel like for a while. So if this person has some kind of savings or a business, and if there were crooked elements of that business, it's like they could set this person up to get arrested or to get caught and then take the fruits of those labors. Or if there's somebody who has a savings or, cash, property somewhere, somehow somebody is trying to take that from them. For some people, this could be like a family homestead or somewhere where they intended to grow it for the long term. It may not actually be a home. It could just be some property where they were going to run business out of or something like that. But this is a feeling of everything crashing down. Everything crashing down. And when that elephant falls, ain't nothing going to be left standing. And when it's like the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So I'm getting that with two ways. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. This could be a hierarchy of people. And there's somebody at the top, knowing how big they are, they don't want to fall. So they're going to set up this other person who was a participant in helping them get to the top. I'm not saying they did it all on their own. I feel like this is a massive group team effort. But some of these fake motherfuckers, you know how when you work with people, like you go to your job, but you're really just there to collect a paycheck. But some people you're kind of friendly with. Some people are your actual friends, and then some people you just tolerate them because you work with them, and you get along with them well enough for the job's sake. But you really don't fuck with them like that. It's like in this organization, this group, whatever this is, it's the same thing. Like they may say that they're family or act like they're family, a brotherhood, a group, whatever, that they have all loyalty to each other, but there still is things like jealousy, shit talking. Some people just admit this energy about them that other people can't stand. And I feel like it's no problem to some of these motherfuckers to throw this dude under the bus. And I feel like that's what they're planning on doing. Man, I can't believe I'm running out of battery. This is getting interesting. The Hermit and the reverse. That makes me feel like there's been some kind of investigation going on, and I feel like it's coming either to a close, or if there has been some kind of private investigation, or federal investigation, that they've gone from just observing and collecting data to now reaching out to people, like going out in the fields. So maybe interviewing people, or I don't know what they're doing, but it feels like this has something to do with these other people throwing this other person under the bus. Like maybe these other people are approached, or these other people are aware of something going on, so they're just going to nip it in the bud and give him this guy, because the bigger they are, the harder they fall. It's better to, for them, it's better to give them him. Like I'm seeing somebody throw like a baby pig at an alligator or something so the boar can get away. And I'm seeing Forrest run. Run, Forrest, run! I think that would be a big mistake. I'm not going to say too much there. Yeah, that would be a big mistake because it's not going to pan out the way that they think either. It's not going to pan out the way they think either. All I'm going to say is that. I'm not even going to, nope. But it's gonna look a little hairy there for a little bit, but I don't think that their plan is a foolproof plan. I think they're just desperate. Six of Swords. Well, somebody's gonna get off scot-free. Somebody is. I'll leave that to your imagination. Okay, goodbye.